also known as TGB. So you guys are probably wondering why after a full year of such a hot topic, I have decided to finally come out with this video. Well, I can tell you why. 2017 has honestly been so full of ups, downs, profits, high margins, great success, and it's kind of just gotten to that point where I've encountered so many different people and they've been so receptive to all the information that we've had to give. So I figure if there was any better source to do it, YouTube would be the best way, since it seems like a central point where everybody wants to watch something. So here we go. The Blockchain Group. We kind of founded ourselves between me and my partner sometime, I want to say, within the last 2.5 years. And we formed a group with adding people with different strengths, different strategies and techniques to our team so that we can build an amazing empire. And it's substantially grown, and we're so proud of that, and it's been such a great accomplishment for everything that we've done in 2017. So guys, yes, what are we here to talk about? Crypto. Yes, everybody knows about crypto, and if you don't, you know we're talking about Bitcoin, which currently is a hot topic in everybody's home, thank you to the media. We don't just have a background in crypto, we also come from a very strong background of stocks. We started off in the stock market, and we were attracted naturally to the stock market because, you know, we were hearing a lot of things about marijuana before marijuana became marijuana. And we knew that it was going to be a really good place to start, or at least explore the markets before we started kind of venturing out into the crypto space. Now, I can honestly say learning the stock market was a task and a half. But throughout all of my learning experiences, what I can say I learned the most, or at least what stuck out to me the most, was the fact that in order to be successful in the stock market, it's almost like the rich stay rich. And I mean that in the sense that we were able to get into stocks once they became public. So a lot of you are probably wondering, like, what does that mean when stocks became public? Well, naturally, before a company is listed on an exchange, they are what you would constitute as a private company. Obviously, it means that within the company, the shareholders that have stocks within the company is privatized and only offered within the company. Now, once that company decides to go public, it's obvious that now the public can be involved. Now, what would be the problem with that? Before a stock becomes public, it's usually, I want to say, like more than 50% cheaper than what it is before it becomes public. So let's just use Snapchat as an example. Before Snapchat was public, you could get Snapchat for cents, and I literally mean cents. Snapchat goes public, where people like me, who at this point don't have the opportunity to get into a public offering, purchases the stock at $12. Now, what happens after you purchase the stock for $12 on the market? All the shareholders that got the stock for cents decide to dump it, which means for me as a shareholder, I've lost a significant amount of money. Now, where is the benefit in that? If only the rich people, or I should say the wealthy people, were able to get these stocks at significantly cheaper prices, why as an investor would that be appealing to me? Now, the best kicker of it is they constitute themselves as accreditor investors. So to be an accreditor investor, there are certain criteria that you have to meet. One of them being over $1 million worth in net worth. Now, many people don't have that opportunity. Therefore, the majority of share investors getting into these stocks are not accredited. Now, when we were able to move from the stock market to the crypto space, also known as the Bitcoin space, is that you didn't have to be an accredited investor. And it didn't matter how much you wanted to contribute or what your allocation was. there was no requirement in order to be involved in that space. So it was a boundless industry that anybody pretty much could participate in. So to me as an investor, that's a lot more appealing. And it gives a lot more people the opportunity to be in control of a financial situation they want to be a part of. So in the blockchain group, when we originally founded, my partner and I, we had very different strengths. He's extremely intellectual. Like, I can't even describe the words when it comes to his mathematical skills. Like, he is excited when he sees numbers. I, on the other hand, cringe when I see numbers. Like, the feeling that it gives me. But I mean, the basics, I get. You know, if it's green, it's good. If it's red, it's bad. You know, the basics is what I like in math, you know? But the strength in my background, because you guys will eventually meet all the members one by one in the blockchain group, because we've, like I said, like it's grown from moms to dads to you know, people who still work their jobs to people who've now just gotten into the industry of day trading. It's created a lot of, you know, I like to say transformations, because they weren't certain of their potential and their capabilities until they realized that they can rely on their own gifts and their own strengths and techniques they didn't even know they've self-built. So, you know, you guys will meet them all throughout the, I want to say, the journey of our YouTube relationship. I'm not sure exactly what you guys call that stuff, but you're gonna meet them. Financial advising. Yeah, I am not a financial advisor. I don't have a broker's license. I have no, like absolutely no certification, no degree, anything to do with that in terms of being able to give financial advice. I need you guys to understand this. It needs to be extremely clear. I am here to teach. My background is education. I am only educating you on what I have been educated on throughout my journey. So, now that we have that clear, we can move along. Because we've been getting so much traction, it's no longer really, it's not realistic anymore for us to be meeting one-on-ones and having these type of sessions. So we think that this audience will be so much more productive and we'll be able to inspire so many more people. And I think when you inspire somebody, it becomes contagious. So the more you learn, the more you're gonna wanna transfer what you've learned to someone else, the more they're gonna wanna transfer. And one of the greatest things in teaching that I love and I really appreciate is when you try to teach somebody something that you've learned, and even if you're not asked questions, but you have to teach somebody something, you realize what your knowledge gaps are. You realize, do you really know what it is that you're talking about? Because you're trying to tell somebody and teach somebody something. So you naturally are the source of information and you want to make sure that the information that you're giving is completely true and, you know, it's facts. So I think as we expand and continue to let this information go through our communities, we're going to be able to attract different backgrounds, you know, different ages, just a completely new society of very financially aware people, and break that cycle and that stigma, that awful stigma that, you know, all that is in life is to just have a job, to just be okay with what is happening in your life, to not be aware of how many different things are happening in the world, and to not acknowledge places that don't even have bank accounts and are suffering with poverty. And coming together to have this discussion to just make everything a better situation and a better place, not just for yourself, for the people around you, and for the people who have, you know, generations, children like myself. You want to create a new wealth for them, and you don't want them to have the same struggles and, you know, the same attitude that you may have necessarily had because you were afraid to do something different. Guys, please, I am a maniac for discussion. There's nothing that gets me more excited about having a conversation or a productive discussion based on what two people are passionate about. You learn so much. There's so much to take away. So I really, guys, I can't stress it enough. Leave comments, leave all types of comments, ask questions, all types of questions. It's gonna get me excited, and we'll have that interaction that I'm so hungry for. Please subscribe if you like what you've seen and you want to see more. Subscribe, and I guess if you like what you see, like it.